girl in the garden.
6 months on, and to many the events succeeding was seen like a bad dream. Leslie Tiller was fucking murdered!
Hey guys, welcome to episode 63 of LTFM. Today we have Alex on with us. He is a musician, and I guess I just started following him on Instagram one day, and here he is. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having me, Victoria. This is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for being on. It's super
Of course.
exciting, and we're just going to get into some questions, let everybody know a little bit about yourself. So you make music.
I do, yes.
I found you one day, I think randomly on Instagram. I don't know how, but I
I actually remember.
yeah.
I think I actually followed you.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think Twin Tribes reposted a picture with you in it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool people, So I just followed you from there, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I never know. Because like a lot of the times, like sometimes I'll go through and I'll just be like, let's go see what people are following this artist or this or that, and like I'll be clicking through, and then like I'll check out anything on their page, and sometimes if they seem interesting, I'll follow them. But okay, good. Now you know. Yeah. We love the Twin Tribes, but
We love it, Twin Tribes.
we do. How long have you been making music?
Oh yeah, I've been writing music since I was 15. Just writing songs, in bands, just little local bands when I lived in Salt Lake City. I've been writing since I was 15, singing for a little bit longer since I was even younger. But yeah, it's all just coming together now though, which is
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
That's fun. How old are you now?
Oh man, I'm an old man. I am 35 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm also
yeah.
almost an old man. I'm 30. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Same boat. Yeah. Not that far away.
No, for sure.
Don't feel bad about it. That's good though. I guess like have you always been into like the style kind of music that you've been making?
Yes, so I've always enjoyed just post-punk.
Mhm.
I've always just enjoyed growing up. I would just listen to Depeche Mode, Joy Division, The Cure.
Yes.
So those are some of my favorite bands actually. Nine Inch Nails is in there too.
Mhm.
AFI is not post-punk, but they're my favorite band of all time.
AFI?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I
Okay.
love AFI. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember listening to them a long time ago, and then like I don't know. I was like, did they disappear? I guess I never really listened to them too much, but we all know that one main song.
We definitely all know
Yeah.
that one song. Oh man. But yeah, no, AFI is one of the greatest bands of all time. That's
Yeah. So like when you had first started making music, were you just like playing like guitar, or like did you learn any other kind of instruments when you were younger?
no. So yeah, I started learning guitar. Um, I started learning just chords, you know,
Mhm.
just a chord at a time until you put, some chords together, maybe cover your favorite songs,
Yeah.
and then you start learning some chord progressions, and it just goes from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started learning how to play guitar, and just singing in general was something I was super interested in.
Yeah. How did you find how did you find out that you were like actually good at singing? Because like when I was younger, I was like, "Ooh, I'm about to get this first spot in like this little musical." And I'm singing, and I'm like, I was just loud. I wasn't singing good. Like, how did you know that you actually sounded good and not just like, "Damn, I mean, you're singing," you know?
Yeah, I guess you never know. I guess you
Yeah.
never really know if you're sounding good. I just always, sing along with the radio, sing along
Hmm.
with, I have a couple family members who made music while I was growing up. So
Yeah.
it was very easy to picture myself playing shows and writing music because it was just so familiar because it was,
Yeah.
it was like a family thing. My uncle did it. My godfather did it, so it's
Wow.
my
Yeah, so
dad
you
played
guys were
guitar,
always singing together.
Yeah, well, not singing together, but singing to their songs, just
Yeah.
learning. Just seeing them made me realize that it wasn't impossible to try to achieve that. Just writing,
Yeah.
recording, making
Mm.
songs.
Okay. Yeah, cuz I feel like it's different cuz some people like grow up around music like that and other people just like don't. So, it's always like interesting to find out like how people knew that they could sing cuz I feel like it would be like a hard thing like if you were just like really into music and singing and then people were like, "Hey, but you're not the voice for it," you
Oh
know?
man.
It would just be kind of like, "Damn, what do I do now?" Like, do you
oh
just
sh-
keep pushing through and you just got like a
oh
shit voice?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't. I've told some of my closest friends. I'm pretty sure I was born to just write songs. So if I couldn't sing well, it would. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem. I feel like you can learn how to sing. I feel
Yeah.
like anybody can learn how to sing with proper like techniques and just
Yeah.
lessons. I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
It's just if you want to take those lessons and learn how to control
Yeah.
you know your
I
vocals.
yeah. I go for just like trying to sing in the car and then when I turn it down a little bit I'm like I'm hitting that or I'm not. But like if I had to listen back to it, I'm embarrassed and there's no way. It's not working. Um so you play like little like local shows like where you are, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm playing in Phoenix. Just a solo act. Playing post punk, some dark wave. I write all
How
my songs.
yeah. How do you set that stuff up? Like do you have to like
Hmm.
contact like the venues and stuff and ask them?
Yeah, so it's actually it's everything's just I'm learning everything as I go, right? The
Mhm.
last 5 years almost 5 years I've been releasing music. It's just every day is a learning experience with something related to the music industry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so sometimes a band will invite you to be on the lineup. Sometimes you have to reach out to a promoter. Sometimes you just reach out to a DJ. DJs are awesome and they put
Yeah.
on great events at clubs. So just reaching out to the people, making sure you follow the people, making sure you show support so they can, it's just mutual.
Yeah, so they just like see that you're there and you're like, willing to go through all the steps.
Yeah, yeah,
That's good.
yeah. You just, yeah. I mean, it's we're just.
Mm.
I find it's let's just help each other out.
Yeah.
You let me play, I promote the event, promote you. Let's just get let's make this local scene in Phoenix bigger than it is. Even though
Yeah.
it's actually getting, it's pretty interesting. I grew up in Southern California, so the amount of goth nights a
Hmm.
week is probably like 5 or 6 or 7. There's probably a goth night every day of the
Yeah.
week in Southern California, but I think Phoenix is kind of getting there. It's
Yeah.
actually really cool to kind of be a part of the scene.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I don't know any of the people, but like I always want to go to like some kind of like goth club, goth night, and listen to some music out here in Chicago. But I'm like, I don't know anybody. I feel like I'm the only one that's like listening to this kind of stuff. Like me and my
Oh,
boyfriend were
really?
into things, yeah. And I'm like, where's everybody at? I'm just trying to like get all dressed up and go out, and then I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
damn, right? And I'm like, look, I'm not about to show up at like some random place and I don't know what's going on. So like I just I don't know. I feel like it's hard, but it's definitely something that's like really fun to be into. It's like a good vibe. It's something different and like I like it.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes you just got to show up at those random places.
Yeah.
Sometimes those random
Right.
places are where it's at, actually.
Yeah. I'm like I guess like I just get nervous cuz like I gotta drive like an hour out to the city, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to get out there and be like, oh shit, we're going to a goth night, and I'm like, there's four people here, and I'm two of them. Because like I'm gonna need like a lot of drinks to start getting going. Yeah, but let's see. So, about how many shows do you think that you've performed so far since you've been like actually like doing shows at like venues?
Oh, I mean, I just had my first show in November, September, I think, here in Phoenix.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and that was my first
Wow.
show solo.
Okay.
Um, I I've got a couple coming up actually.
Hmm.
But yeah, the first show I played was last month. It was oh man, I can't. It was a pretty good lineup. It was a
Yeah.
good lineup, and I was just lucky to get on the bill and actually do it.
Were you like one of like the first openers, I guess?
Yes, I'm all yeah, and it doesn't, to me it doesn't even bother me as long as
Yeah.
I get to play. I can be first, I can be second. You know.
Yeah. How does like when you went there and did that, like how did you like mentally prepare yourself for it? Because I feel like sometimes, it's like your first thing. I know it's something that you love, but also it can make you like a bit nervous at times. Like, how did you get yourself ready for that?
Yeah, definitely nervous before shows. For sure. I'm just I'm also a human,
Yeah.
so it's just you just I go back to think like, oh man, I was just born to write songs, and I just start
Yeah.
thinking about that, and it just helps. I just feel like I was meant. I don't want this to sound in a bad way, but I felt like I'm just meant to share my music and be on stage and like perform. So
Yeah.
I think about that whenever I do get just a little nervous. I'm like, nah, this is it. It's supposed to be what it is. Like this is what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do, and it kind of just
That
takes the nervousness away. And then once I start playing, it's just, you just get transported to another, it feels like another realm when you're up there. Just
yeah.
bliss. Just
Yeah.
like, oh man.
That's awesome though. That's good. It's a good thing to like think in that way because I feel like if you would go up there and just think about it as like, damn, I'm fucking nervous. There's a bunch of people out here. I'm gonna suck, right? Or I'm
Yeah.
gonna mess up or do something. It would like throw you off. But it's really good that you think about it like that because I could get up there and totally destroy some music and it would just be awful. And like if you have the talent for it and you've been putting in the work and everything, you should feel good about yourself and you should feel good to like be able to show people what you got. It's nice.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I just love playing shows, honestly. I
Yeah.
really do.
um is there like, I guess, a way that you go about like trying to pick out your outfit for that night? Like a way that you want to present yourself like visually?
Yeah, no, it's actually, I mean, of course it is, just listening
Right.
to bands like, or just listening like AFI, David Bowie,
Yeah.
it's very, aesthetic is very much a part of it.
Hmm.
And you do want to, it's a whole package, right?
Yeah.
You want
You want to be
you want to,
something to be like remembered by, right?
yeah, 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 just, I usually, try to wear something nice, try to wear something nice, look presentable, feel good, just feel like I'm feeling on the inside, just try to
Yeah,
be
just
cool,
good.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah, feeling
exactly. But
confident in yourself.
yeah, but that's definitely something that you think about when you're playing. Well, I do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what band shirt am I going to wear to, to the show
Right?
tomorrow?
So that people are gonna know, like, because sometimes if someone in a band has like a good shirt, and I'm like, damn, that's a good band. I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna focus in now, and I'm really gonna listen to like what they got to say in their music. It's like it sounds kind of silly, but if you're wearing somebody else's band shirt, it's like, okay, they got some good taste. They probably
Yeah,
got some good music to show me right now.
yes, it's a
Yeah.
see, I think about that. It's the instant connection, because I feel that same way when I'm in the audience.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling I get when somebody covers a song that I like from a band that I like,
Yeah.
It's kind of
Right.
the same vibe. It's, you play a Joy Division cover or a, Cure cover, and I'm instantly like, okay, cool. I know what they're into. Maybe I'll be into their music as well, like you were saying.
Right? Like, let me
It's
listen to a couple songs now. Let me
yeah,
remember. Let me try to remember what their name's going to be because I got to go check them
yeah,
out. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I totally get you on that. Um. So for that first show that you played, that was like your first solo show,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
But you had played other shows before with like other people and doing other things.
Yeah, yeah, just in bands that I've been in,
Okay.
just playing shows and stuff. And I think that also just made it easier to play by myself because, it makes it a little less nervous when you've just been on stage with a group of people and you're not
Yeah.
up there by yourself, it just makes it a little easier
Yeah.
to do it yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Um so like when you were up there and you did like your first solo show, or even if like when you were playing with like those other bands and stuff, have you ever dealt with like a super dead crowd? Because like, like people of course don't know you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And
uh
no, of course, and who doesn't, but
yeah.
um
Like how do
ev-
you get through that?
oh,
How
you just get through. You just play the show like you're playing in front of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It to me, and I've told the bands that I was with, the guys, that will in the band will be like, oh man, there's nobody here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, it doesn't matter. We're gonna play like there's 300, 500, 1,000 people here, because we have
Yeah.
to put on a show for the 10 people who are there, or for us, because every
Right.
show is just more practice and more practice and more practice, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if there's 5 people, if there's 1,000 people. It's you got to do the best that you can, and just listening to interviews with my favorite artists too, it's just you got to pay your dues, man.
Yeah.
You got to just play those shows are going to happen, and
Yeah.
you just got to give it your all still. That's what I do, at
Yeah.
least.
I always feel bad like when I go to concerts cuz it's like there's always the openers and like it's not that like they suck or something, but it's just like, oh fuck, I didn't have time to check them out, or I just didn't really listen to them, you know? And it's like I feel bad cuz sometimes like they're up there and they're trying their best and they're doing it and they're like, trying to get the crowd into stuff and everyone's just standing there and I'm like, "Damn." But they're out there doing it and I like that. Cuz I've seen bands before or artists perform and then it was just like, oh, everyone's dead, so I'm also going to give dead energy, and it was like, wow,
Yeah,
you look like an asshole.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So you think like like I don't know, it just seems like they just feel like they're too good for it kind of thing, and it just feels crazy. But like also I'm so emotional, I'd be like I'd have a breakdown like after. I was like, damn, I have no fans. I guess just like being up there and having people like looking at me the whole time, I'd be like, I'm sweating, I'm freaking out.
Oh, I sweat all the time anyway, so it's
Yeah.
just it's just added sweat to the sweat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
because I,
it's go ahead, sorry.
no, it's all good. It was just like, that's just one of the biggest things to me where I was like, how do people deal with that? Like, that's just always so crazy to me, but like, I like how you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all everything's just a learning experience, honestly. And I'm just grateful to just have people listen to my music, honestly. Um,
Yeah.
that's it. If the things I do don't have heart and soul in it, there's no reason for me to do them. So, and like I said, I'm getting old. So it's like
Same.
it's now or never. So it's
Yeah.
it's very much just appreciation and just giving it my all. Because that's the
Yeah.
only way I know how to be.
But it's good though, because it's like, it's something that you're passionate about. And like, I feel like that keeps you young inside. Because if you're just like, oh, damn, I'm old now, guess I'm just not ever going to go into doing anything that I, really liked when I was younger, then it's like, damn, now you gave up.
Yeah.
Now it's over. Now you're really old.
Yeah, no, and I started releasing music under my solo name, like I said, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
because I was turning 30,
Hmm.
and I, I'm gonna get a little deep right now, but I couldn't picture myself. I couldn't picture laying on my deathbed, wondering what could have been
Yeah.
if I had tried, because it maybe could have, it could have become something.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like I said, I'm just great. I'm grateful. It's been 5 years, and it's just only gotten progressively better and cooler and more exciting. And I can feel it. I can feel that it's working out. It's
Yeah.
weird.
But
It's a
that's
weird
good.
feeling.
Even if it wasn't working out, like it's something that you enjoy doing, and it's
Oh
good
yeah.
that you're doing it, because like then imagine like how that would feel if you get down the line and it's like, wow, I never did that. Like then you're just always going to regret it. So it's
Exactly.
good. And
No,
it's
yeah, exactly. I
and it's
didn't want
like
to
not
feel
like
that
it's
way.
gonna be something that immediately you have like a million subscribers and
Oh,
everyone's in love with you, but it's like
please.
it feels good to put in that work,
It
doesn't it?
does.
Because it's
No,
something
it
that you care
does.
about.
Yeah, progress. It absolutely does. And
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, if it wasn't working out, I'd still be doing it. I would. I mean, because
Yeah.
it wasn't working out. I mean, it's just slow. It's just you just have to
Yeah.
put in your due. Like you just have to pay your dues. You just have to make your music. And it'll eventually find an audience. I feel. Just
Yeah,
you
for
just gotta,
sure.
promote your music the right way.
Yeah.
Um, give time for people to be excited about it. But it's happening.
Yeah,
It feels good.
definitely is. So like with you doing all of like your own promotions and stuff, right? You do it off of your own Instagram. Um, don't you feel like you'll be doing things and it's like, damn, it takes a long time. It I guess to like make posts and like get things ready and edit and
Oh, you're
stuff. Like
talking to the. Oh, it takes me like I'm on my notes drafting out the when I'm typing on the
yes,
post. I hit up at least two or three people. Hey, what slide do you think should be for?
right?
It's very very stressful, and it shouldn't be, but you don't want to. Oh man, you don't want to. You don't want to post the wrong thing. You don't want to say the wrong thing, and man, it's so
Yeah.
stressful. I literally have pages and pages full of drafts of like, okay, I got this version and this version. I just
Yeah.
posted the release of my new album, right?
Hmm.
And it was a very long, just a very
Yeah.
long post.
I read it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh man, how many paragraphs should I do? But it's like I
Yeah.
it doesn't it's I want the people reading it to feel how I'm actually feeling, and
Yeah, and you definitely
putting
get
two
that
or
from reading it. I was
good.
excited for you because like
Yeah,
sometimes I'll see people's posts and I'm like, that's too long. Goodbye.
yeah.
Like, but like
Oh,
if it's something that I'm actually interested in, I'm just like, damn, what's going on? I was
yeah,
like, oh fuck, it's long. Let's see, because maybe they got something really good to say, and I was like, wow, I'm fucking excited for him.
yeah, and I thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and I just want people to relate to that feeling, and I don't, and that's man, my friends give me such a hard time because I don't promote my music a lot on
Hmm.
social media. I just Oh man, I don't want to be one of those bands that's posting reels constantly or TikToks constantly and just like
Hmm.
flooding people's timelines with stuff. I want it,
Yeah.
I want when I post something, I want it to mean something. I want it
Yeah.
to
Like, oh fuck, what's this guy got to say now? He hasn't posted in a
yeah,
second. Yeah. No, that's a good way
exactly,
of
yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah, but I mean I should promote better on my Instagram. But it's working, for
Yeah.
me it makes me feel good not to flood people's timelines and annoy people.
Yeah.
And there's a balance, there's a
And it's
balance
like
to
it's what you
everything.
want to do, and it's like other people, you can make a post every single day and that's what they want to do, but if
Oh,
it's like if
totally.
that's not what you want to do, don't go out of
Oh,
your way
totally.
and do it, because now it's like this is a job, I'm annoyed, I'm constantly doing this, like what do
Yes,
I gotta do today, like you're just gonna be so stressed out about it, so I like that you're thinking about it in that way.
it is stressful
Yeah,
though.
it's
Even
it's
though
what
thinking
works
that,
for you.
yeah, no, it still is stress. Just writing and making all the music is one thing, and
Hmm.
then editing music videos and shooting stuff and promotional reels. I'm like, oh man,
Exhausted.
this is not, yeah, exactly. Or hitting up promoters and just it's it's
Yeah.
more, it's more than what I bargained for, but it's part of the life, I guess,
Yeah.
and this, it's just all. The good thing about me doing everything though is that there is a single vision of what I want my music to be represented by.
Hmm.
Just the imagery, the album covers. It's all coming from my head. So if you like it, it's because of me, and if you hate it, it's also because of me. So
Yeah.
it's like I take it all up front. But
Yeah.
at least it's coming from a real place that I feel is. I mean, it's connected to the music.
Yeah.
Because I mean I wrote it, so
Yeah.
it's just just trying to control the way people visualize it in reels or anything like that is. Yeah, it's a lot, but
Yeah,
and
because it's
sometimes it does
like
get to be too much. Just ordering vinyl, like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is so this paperwork, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it does feel good that you get booked onto a festival in Texas, and you're like, oh man, I did that.
Yeah.
Like
It's because
I
of my
did that.
music.
Yeah, I did that because, yeah, because I
It's
said it
me.
all right. Yeah, the promoter came in, saw what he needed to see, obviously liked what he saw, and just invited. So
Yeah, for sure.
it always feels good.
Which is awesome. So like, is this like your side job along with like a regular everyday work thing that you have to go to?
Wait, say
That
that one more time.
like this is this I guess like your side job apart from like
Oh,
your everyday regular human job?
listen, I am listen. I work two jobs currently. I work
Oh shit.
yeah, so I have a full-time job and a part-time job. Luckily during the week, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
So I don't get as much time as I want to be creative or to record or to oh my god, this little guitar riff I can
Yeah.
lay it down on on the computer so I can have it. I don't get enough time, which is why everything I do just means even more because it takes
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah,
I
because I
have.
had seen in that post that you're working what like 12-hour days.
Yeah,
I
and
was like,
it's not a brag either.
it's
It's just what I
exhausting.
have to it's what I have to do to make ends meet.
Yeah.
I'm not bragging that I work 12 hours. I actually
Nobody
would
wants
rather
to work
not.
that,
Yeah.
okay? Nobody
Yeah.
wants to work that. It's
Yeah.
awful. Yeah. And I feel you. I was working what 11 or 12-hour days a long time ago and I was like I'm I have so much money. Like I'm so comfortable, but I was like I'm coming home, I'm knocking out, I'm waking up, going immediately to work and I'm like I'm miserable, but
Oh
the
yeah.
bills are paid. So like I totally
Yeah.
understand it and it was like it's nuts to have to do that, but it's crazy that you're doing that along with making the quality of music that
Oh,
you're
thank
making
you.
and everything. Which
Oh,
we're
I
also
appreciate
going to get into like all of that stuff about your music, but I have that towards the end just so you
it.
know.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, but it's just it's crazy that you're working that much. Are they like
It's
physical jobs or are you kind of like getting some kind of a break while you're
no,
there?
no, yeah, they're very physical jobs. And I've had a they're very physical, yeah, and it's just demanding on the body, so it's
I'm
physically and
sad now.
mentally. No, but
Oh my god.
I mean, it's just what I have to do. I know
Yeah.
it is a bummer. It for sure is a bummer, but I'm trying to make my music. I'm trying to put it out, and
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's all working out. My bills are getting paid. I'm able to order. I'm able to self release. An album with vinyl and everything
Yeah.
because of the income that I have from these dreaded jobs.
Which is amazing though, because I can imagine that that's not cheap to do
Oh,
that.
it's not cheap. But you
Yeah,
know what? What better way? We're all in. I don't know if we're all in debt, but I feel like we're
definitely
all.
are. Yes.
We're all in debt. And what better way to be in debt than to be in debt for your dreams?
Yeah,
To make your dreams
that's
come
so
true.
awesome. Yeah.
I'm like, I have a car that I'm paying off, but it's cool and it's cool.
Right.
And I pay rent all the time, and I've got a cell phone bill and credit cards.
Yeah.
But it's like,
But hey,
nah.
but you're doing what you want to do, and
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome about it.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm able to hold. I got vinyl made just because for me, I need to physically have it in my hand for it to be real. And
Yeah.
I need to slide it on my shelf, next to AFI and Depeche Mode, next to Twin Tribes and She Passed Away and Corbu Hangs. I need to slide it
Yeah.
in there to know it's real, So I was like, I might as well make a bunch of them, and see if they
Yeah.
sell. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but like I'm saying, it's all gonna. I'm sure it's all gonna pay off. It feels like it has already. So
Yeah, and that's awesome. So let's see. I guess like after you did like that first single show, uh did you stick around after like all the bands played?
of course, listen,
How did that
I
go?
listen. I usually it's everything's out of respect.
Hmm.
I got invited to play on that show, and you wanna watch all the bands. You want to be there if people leave. You want to be there if the DJs. If nobody's you dancing to the DJ, Alex is dancing to the DJ, because you know what
Yes.
I mean, because it's all about respect, and it's you get back what you put in. You know, when you treat people with respect, it comes back, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I definitely stick around after shows if that's what you mean, to see the other bands.
Yeah, I guess just to
Always.
like, I didn't know how that works because like sometimes like I've been at places and like there's bands and like they play the show, they're like thank you, and then they leave. But also it's like they're on tour, so like hey, we got to get going to the next place. But like I didn't know for like
Yes.
you starting off, if you try to like stay around, do you ever try to
Oh, of
like go
course.
up to people and ask
Oh,
like
of course.
their opinion on the show or
I
like?
I go up to, yes. So
Mhm.
if I enjoyed someone's set, I definitely go up to them and if I enjoyed it, I tell them I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't. If people come up to me and say good set, I do ask them like, hey, it sounded all right? It sounded good. And
Yeah.
they say yeah, but it's yeah, I like to stick around. I like to see who I'm playing with. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm touring like that, where I have to be in another city the next day.
Yeah.
So no shade to bands that have to do that. No, it's
Hmm.
understandable. But for me, at a local show that I'm playing, I'm making sure I see all these bands and I introduce myself to them, and
That's
even
good.
suggest, hey, if you guys ever need an opener, hit me up. Like I'd be glad
Yeah,
to.
for sure. That's the way to do it. Um, so like, how do you come up with the names for the songs?
Oh, I mean, it's
Like, are you
different.
writing like the song sometimes before you get the name, or is it
It's both.
based
I
on
mean,
like?
it's both. It's everything. So
Mhm.
it could be, oh, I have a song. I have a title for a song. Let me write a whole song based on that title. And sometimes having a title for the song is very useful because it gives you kind of like a blueprint of what you actually want to write.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't what's a good example of one of my songs? You write a song called Gloom Culture,
Mhm.
and I knew exactly what I wanted, what I wanted it to be. So it comes out like that. Or sometimes, like you were saying, it's the music first. And then you think about, oh man, okay, what's a good song title for this? Or what's something people will remember? So like in for example, my song, there's a song I have called In the Dark. And
Yes.
it actually, the original name for it was Blood Bond.
Uh huh.
And the single of the album cover of that single has my grandma as a nun
Yeah, I
when
was
she
gonna
was,
ask you about that.
yeah, when she was a nun. So it was very much like a family thing, right? In a blood
Yeah.
bond, just with my grandma. But after listening to the song hundreds of times, I just, you know what better name for a song than a lyric in the song, because it's
Mhm.
easier for people. Oh, what's that song called that Alex has, that's In the Dark, right? Because you say it in
Yeah.
the song. So there's sometimes
Yeah.
where I think of that. What's the best way for it to connect with people?
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes it works like that. Sometimes like the album of my the name of my album, I didn't get it until very late
The new
in.
one, the
Yeah,
Strange as Angels.
yeah, I didn't
Okay.
I didn't come up with that until very late.
Hmm.
It was actually going to be something else, but not the one. Strangers Angels just fits. It's just
Yeah.
it it's beautiful. I can't be more
Yeah.
proud of like just the whole project in general.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I just didn't know. Or like, is there like a certain spot or place where I guess like you get like most of your ideas to make a song? Because I know some people are like, oh, I get my ideas in the shower, or like I
Oh,
get them when
mhm.
like I'm about to fall asleep, or this or that
Yeah,
driving.
yeah. They come at different times. Honestly, sometimes I'll wake up, having to go to the restroom in the middle of the night,
Uh huh.
and then I have a melody in my head, and
Yeah.
I go to my voice memos and just jot it down and see if anything comes out of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a guitar riff. Sometimes, it all comes from different places. But yeah, driving without music, or I mean, I don't zone out while I drive. But
I
when
feel
you're
like I do. Sometimes I'm like,
no,
I don't even know how I got here,
yeah,
but I
it
am.
happens, right? No, it definitely happens, but I'm still paying attention. It's just you get to some place in your head and like you're able to, I don't know, think of other stuff, and like subconsciously some melodies will just come up,
Yeah.
or a phrase, a phrase. Even actually, I've written songs because of a phrase that
Yeah.
I have a song called Bones, and I'm like,
Hmm.
it started with the line, "I've got a feeling in my bones," and it just went from there. It's just like, how can
Yeah.
I
And that just
it
popped in your head.
yeah, yeah, I was at work actually,
Hmm.
at my morning job, and I thought of that, and on the table I was just tapping the little drum beat, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's, recorded it and brought it home and started working on it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes it's
That's
all
interesting.
yeah, it's all different.
Yeah.
And when I try to write music, I don't when I'm in the process, like when I was writing the record, I don't really like to listen to other things. I don't really like to listen to music and stuff. I focus on
Like while
podcasts
you're
mostly.
while you're writing.
Yeah, just because I don't want anything to seep into it, you
Yeah.
know, at all. Um, I just, it's odd. I don't, I
No, I
just,
understand. I get that. That makes sense. That's crazy though. I guess like because like I don't make music, so I wouldn't know like how like a melody or like a beat or something pops in your head cuz like it's weird, but I understand exactly what you're talking about cuz I do paintings and sometimes
oh,
I'll just like
nice.
in my head I'll just like see like this color combination and I'm like, "Oh shit, I need to use cream and like a dark red and like a burnt orange." Like it'll just be like
Yes,
random stuff that pops in my head and then like I'll
yes.
go on my phone and like put it in a note and then like sometimes I'll just forget about it, but then I'll come back to it. But it's so cool how I guess people play music and things like that pop in their head because I can only imagine like how beautiful that is because I think it's so nice to like be able to see like certain colors and pop up or like that's a really nice combination or maybe I should do it in this kind of style or something. But to have like melodies and things pop up in your head, I'm like that's got to be so awesome.
Oh, it feels awesome.
Yeah.
It does feel awesome. And not that I need any. I mean, you want people to listen to your songs. You're not releasing songs for people not to hear them, right? So you
Hmm.
want people to even enjoy them. If I didn't want people to enjoy them and hear them, I just would just keep them in my hard drive for myself, right?
Yeah.
So the coolest thing, the most gratifying thing, the best feeling in the world is when that happens and you make up a melody and you work on a song for 2 years and it comes out and people connect with it and people share it and people write you messages about how they connected with it, and that's the best feeling, because when it's in your head, I
Hmm.
like to think I know what makes a good song. I like to think I do, but it still doesn't mean that people are going to enjoy it. So when it comes out and people like it makes me feel like I'm not tripping, like I'm like
Yeah. Right. I'm not just in my head thinking
yeah,
this is good.
yeah, exactly. And when that happens, that's the best feeling in the world. And
Yeah.
then playing it live to people is just a completely other feeling. That's that feels really nice as well.
Yeah, for
um
sure.
but it's all, it all feels really great when it's all said and done, but it's always stressful, anxiety inducing. You're second guessing everything. You're
All the
sending it.
time because it's something that you're doing.
Yes, all the time. And I've heard these songs thousands of times,
Yeah.
to the
You
point
can
where I'm like,
always go back and be
ah,
like, there was something I fucked up on. I should have
yes,
changed that. I should do this.
yes,
It's just
always.
because it's yourself. Because if you show somebody like me, I'm like, wow, you fucking made that? That's awesome. Like, I can't do that. That's so good. It sounds good. Like, it's giving me a whole vibe, everything from just listening to it. And it's like, you're over there judging yourself, which is crazy.
Yeah, it never stops.
Yeah.
And you can send it. My poor girlfriend. She's listened. She hasn't listened to these songs as much as I have, but she might as well have.
Yeah.
Just on road trips, I'm like, all right, hey, I'm gonna play you this. So she's heard. very early demos of these songs that are on this album for the last year and a half,
Yeah.
so she's on this ride, on this ride with me, as well as some of my friends that I reach out to who are musicians as well. You want to send a song out. Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And
Yeah.
sometimes, like my friend Nick in Chicago, you'll send him a song
Okay.
and he'll send you a guitar riff that fits right perfectly into verse two,
Yeah.
and then you just keep it because he's one of your good friends, and
Yeah.
I don't mind sharing that. And that was that song Vampiros is
Yeah.
actually the one I'm talking about, and it was my first
It's
collaboration with
so
somebody.
sick.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Dude, that
Yeah.
guitar riff that he wrote, I can't imagine that song without it. And
Yeah.
one of my very good friends from Chicago put that together, and it just feels cool to have him in the credits of the record sleeve with me,
That's
and
nice. Yeah. It's
yeah,
your friend, it's on something that you really care about, and it's
yeah, and
like so
he
good.
made the song even better,
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, of course. And that's what with my first EP, sorry, I'm just jumping everywhere. With my
Oh, you're
first
all good.
EP, I didn't I wanted it to be me, right? So I mixed it, I mastered it, I recorded, I did everything. I wrote it, everything.
That
I
was
didn't
the Under the Same Moon.
Yeah, Under the
Okay.
Same Moon, which is more of a singer-songwriter, acoustic guitar driven
Yeah.
EP, where I was trying to find my sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to a lot of Nick 13. I don't know if you know who Nick 13 is, from Tiger Army.
Okay. No.
And Orville Peck. I was listening to a lot of Nick 13 and Orville Peck, Johnny Cash. So that
Okay.
it just came out in that, it was
Yeah.
very, and
You
out of
know.
necessity as well. All I
Yeah.
had was a acoustic guitar at the time. Didn't have a good setup, didn't have a good laptop, but I made
But you're
music
doing
with
it.
what, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. People will sit there, people comment negative things on stuff, but it's like, man, those people are the ones that aren't even doing anything.
People are commenting negative things to you.
No, not often.
Oh,
No, thankfully,
but they
thankfully not.
have.
Yes, and but also I've seen it on other posts.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you can judge things, but man, just try to do it yourself and see
The
how hard.
amount of energy that you have to go put a negative comment on
Oh,
something, you're desperate.
please, yeah, please. You just want to start some
Right?
wars
So
on the
you just
comment
have
section.
nothing to do, right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. How about make some music as well? Let's see how
Right?
good you can make your
How
record.
about have two jobs and make some music?
Oh
Thank
man,
you.
it's and it's so difficult. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that's how it started with the acoustic kind of EP, and
Yeah.
it made me post punk, dark wave, listening to She Passed Away, Twin Tribes, listening to the bands like Joy Division, like since I was a
Hmm.
kid, and The Cure. And it invigorated, it inspired me, and it lit the fire inside me of like continuing to write. Is what it gave me, like a desire to write post punk, dark wave,
Yeah.
but still keep that, I'm sorry, like quote unquote Alex Okami, like
Yeah.
guitar it's very guitar driven. All my so the I third person, but all of my song, all these Alex Okami songs are,
Okay.
if it's not guitar driven, if it's not about heartbreak, if I'm not sad, it's not a Alex song, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's what make to me, that's what makes one of my songs. Um, just a lot of feelings, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Too
Because
many
I
feels.
I wanted to ask you too, because I noticed like I went and listened to all the stuff that you have on Spotify,
Oh, thank
and
you.
I noticed that there was like I guess like a vocal style kind of change from like
Ooh,
2020, I guess, into like 2023 going into 2024. It like
yeah.
changes a little bit. And it's not like it changes bad,
Mhm.
but it's just like, wow, that's so different. Like it feels like in a way almost like you found yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like,
Thank you.
okay, because you get a little bit of like, I guess more of like the singy kind of stuff, like in like the first couple of songs that I had heard, like what was it? The from the Under the Same Moon, like Veins and stuff like that
Oh, yeah.
around there. It's like it just sounds different. But then once you start getting into the other stuff, like the Into the Dark, Haunted by You, and Vampiros and stuff, it's just like, wow, it just gives like this fucking, I want to be in a fucking club, like a dark
Yeah,
club.
thank
Like,
you.
I need candles lit. I
Oh
just want to be
man,
in there vibing. Like, it was like,
yes,
damn, I need to dance.
yes.
I,
The opening scene in Blade is
yes,
what. So
yes.
that's
Oh my God, yes.
whenever
Yeah.
I just have it playing in the corner while I write my music.
Right? I'm like blood in my eyes the whole
Yes,
time.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I had noticed that there was like a change in your vocals, and it was like I like the other ones as well, but these ones just is like, wow, it just feels like it's an entire vibe, like you're there, and it just feels like, so like, damn, he's been doing this forever. It sounds like you're bigger than you are, kind of thing,
Oh
you
man,
know?
I thank you. I appreciate that, and
Hmm.
I really dislike talking just positive about myself because I just don't like sounding like a cocky,
No, but it's a good
ass
thing.
or
Yeah, no, I understand, but like it's a good thing. Feel confident about yourself.
it,
This whole episode is about you.
that's
People
true.
are gonna listen to this and they're gonna be like, "Oh
That's true.
shit!" Now we're gonna know about this. Why this? And it's like, wow, he's a great guy. It's good. Be confident in yourself because you're
I,
doing a bunch of work to
thank you,
achieve this. You don't even
thank
need to be
you.
doing this.
No, and no, and I appreciate you saying
Yeah.
that. And I am also very proud of what I've done. I just
Mhm.
don't want it to come off like weird or anything, but I am so proud of the just the leap in the production value, the just the writing of the songs, the writing of the riffs, just like the more complicated song structures. um, I am so proud of the leap from Under the Same Moon to Strange as Angels because you can definitely tell.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why this album took so long, and it's because you're if I'm gonna put out my debut album, it's got to be exactly as it was in my head, right? It's
Yeah.
got to be, I've got to take it from my head through the tip of my fingers to the guitar and out of my throat into the computer to record it, and then send it to my friend who mixes and masters the songs. And it's very much an, obviously it's a process, but I'm just very excited for people to hear the new record and just be able to listen to how much more, just how much better it is in every aspect of
Yeah.
just songwriting, music, just everything,
Yeah.
engineering, mixing, mastering. It's just so good, and I am so proud.
That's
It's
good.
yeah, I really am, and it's taken a long time, but it's coming out. It's coming out next month, and I'm very very excited.
Yeah.
Very,
Are
very
you going to
nervous.
be having like some kind of celebration for it or going to any kind of venue to like promote it around that time?
Yeah, so my album Strange as Angels comes out on March 20th, which
Okay.
is also my grandma's birthday. Happy birthday. Shout out to my grandma.
Oh, we
Feliz
love that.
cumpleaños. Um, and 2 days later, March 22nd, on Saturday, I'm actually playing a record release show here in Phoenix, opening for some of my favorite bands in Phoenix right now in the scene.
Okay.
Opening for Corbu Hangs, Post
Ooh.
Crucifixion, and a band called Lamal as well, all from
Okay.
Phoenix.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I will have vinyl in hand at that show as well. So it's very exciting. It's very
Yeah.
exciting. It is going to be a celebration, at least on my part. But yeah, those are the plans for the record release. Album
Yeah.
comes out, I think it's a Wednesday or a Thursday.
What'd you say?
It's a
March
Thursday,
March
yeah.
20th?
And then a couple days later on Saturday is this show. So
Nice.
hopefully people come out if they're in Phoenix and listen to the record before it comes out. Maybe sing a song or two with me while I'm up there.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully people start singing your songs, start making you cry up there.
Oh, I feel so, Victoria. I feel
Yeah.
so much that you're not wrong. You're not wrong about it. It's
Yeah.
very, it's just, it, I don't know how else to just, it's just a dream come true to be able to, even get the opportunity to play, and get invited to play shows, and
Yeah.
to see, I mean, I have seen a person or two sing my songs in the crowd, and Oh man, I can't even describe that feeling. It's
Yeah, because it's something that you made, and it's like, damn, you listened to it that much that
that,
you
yeah, that,
remembered that.
yeah, and even if it's just the chorus,
Yeah,
even if
right.
it's just, it's like, hey, I see you, and
Yeah,
it feels amazing. It just really, really does.
that's awesome. I'm excited for you.
Thank
Um,
you.
so you're making the vinyls, or
Yes.
did you have to like put the order in already? Or are they all completely already
Yeah.
made?
So yeah, no, I've yeah, like it's been a process. It's been
Yeah. How does
if
that
it,
go with like, I guess like the color picking and
oh
stuff like that, or
yeah,
like the
okay.
design of like how it's gonna be laid out
I,
on there?
I I have all the answers to this
Okay.
because if I'm not thinking about making a reel to promote something in a couple weeks, I'm thinking about doing the paperwork for the vinyl, and
Yeah.
so I contacted Pirates Press Records, which is a record place that
Hmm.
presses records up north in California. Um, I think I submitted it in December, late December. And I actually, on Wednesday, just a few days ago, I got the tracking number for the actual order of the 250 records that I'm going to receive.
Okay.
That's going to weigh 225 pounds. So
Love
we're going to
that.
see, how hard it is to get all these up to my second floor in my apartment.
Okay.
But the layout, so I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about the album.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
the album cover features a headstone that I actually took a picture of at a graveyard here in Phoenix.
You took that
Um,
picture.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Never AI. No, no, you
Okay.
know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not it. But I got that picture. I took it. I had it in my photo album for 4 years
Hmm.
since I went to that cemetery.
Not thinking
Um,
that you were going to put it on here.
no, I was,
Just like that's a nice picture.
yeah, I was taking photos for a project I was doing at the time, and I used some other headstones that I took photos of as well,
Hmm.
but not this one. So just scrolling through it, um, I, s- I named the album. Oh no, I actually found the photo, and I thought of the name. The name "Strange as Angels" is actually a lyric. It's a line in one of my favorite Cure songs,
Hmm.
uh, "Just Like Heaven," which is one of my favorite songs of all time. I know it might be, basic. I might be a
Okay.
basic person, but "Just Like Heaven" to me means so much. My parents, who aren't together anymore, my dad used to tell me a story of them dancing at a discotheque in Guadalajara,
Hmm.
Mexico, dancing to "Just Like Heaven." I remember stealing when I was like 12, 13, stealing my dad's "Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me" CD from his CD
Uh-huh.
booklet. And it just became mine.
Yeah, right.
So I have, as basic as that sounds, that song just means a whole lot. I also just, maybe 14 years ago, something like that, a couple of my best friends and I got "Strange as Angels" tattooed on our legs, right?
Okay.
And I it just didn't pop up until whatever time it took, however long it took. But that line means so much, and it has meant so much to me for years.
Yeah, it just was
Just I have
right.
it. Yeah, I have it tattooed. It's like, oh man, how did I not even think about this
Yeah, it's
sooner?
like all the signs are there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the cover, and "Strange as Angels," and then the color. I put a short run of "Under the Same Moon," my EP that I put out.
Uh-huh.
I did two runs, 20 each, 20 on clear, and then it sold out, and then 20 on white. So I wanted to call back a little bit to that first pressing that I did.
So you did those songs on vinyl as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, wow.
very. I mean, it not as many as 250, not as
Yeah.
much as 250. It was me starting off, right? And like I
Okay.
said, to make it real to me, I need to hold it in my hand. So I got 20 made, and then it sold out, and so I got 20 more made, and then those sold out. And then I got scared, and I'm like, all right, no more, because who knows if they're gonna sell out this time.
Yeah.
But it's this pressing color. It's called ultra clear, so it's very very clear, and
Okay.
it's got black splatter on it.
Hmm.
It's I wanted to do Clear just to call back to the first EP that I put out on Clear. You
Okay.
know, and I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if this is an exclusive because I don't even know if I'm going to sell all these records, to be honest. You know, it's just always, it's always a gamble. But like I said, what better way to gamble than to gamble on yourself, right?
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, it's a callback to the Clear EP that I put out as well. And I'm thinking if I do end up doing a second press, to do it on like just white, um,
Yeah.
just to call back to the second pressing of the EP as well. You know, everything's a little Easter egg. You know, my whole life is like it's like a Marvel movie. You know, there's just little Easter eggs and teasers and everything because everything just means so much.
That's
You
good
know,
though.
yeah,
I
you know,
like that.
it's always
That's
got to
nice.
connect. You know, my grandma's on the cover. You know,
Yeah.
the video I shot for a song called "Haunted by You." I actually shot it at my work where I work
Yes.
on my lunch.
Shout out to the lunch breaks.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I asked my boss, and she was actually very cool about it. And she said, "Yeah, go ahead." I'm like, "All
That's
right."
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, my girlfriend actually
Mhm.
shot that video for me. Every time you see me in front of the camera, it's usually my girlfriend helping me out.
Aw, that's
Uh,
good.
yeah, and when you don't see me in front of the camera, it's usually me filming whatever, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, super. Yeah, she's super supportive, and you know, she's become my cinematographer, I guess. You know,
that's
something she
good.
probably didn't know she was going to become at one point. But no, it's very everything's out of love. Everything's out
Yeah.
of just yeah, everything's got to have a meaning to it. You
Hmm.
know.
Do
Um,
you do you feel like since you've started, I guess, like really putting in the effort and making music and doing the things that you want, do you feel like your like mental health has changed in a way? Like, do you feel like you're happier?
you know, it's really complicated.
Uh huh.
um, you know, I don't want to sound ungrateful or negative, but it does make me happy, right? It
Hmm.
definitely makes me happy releasing songs, seeing people connect with them. But it's very hard to just be happy in the environment we in the world we live in now.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's always negative things bombarding you with everything, and you
Hmm.
know, instead of thinking about what the track list is going to be, you're thinking about how the Department of Education is going to be shut down, or
Uh
you
huh.
know how I might lose my job, or you know,
Hmm.
it's very difficult to be happy in life, but it does for a moment, you know, for a moment in time, it does make me so happy. You know,
Yeah.
when I get these records in next week,
Oh,
and
you're
I
gonna be
hold
jumping off the
and I
walls, huh? After you
yeah, I
get
mean
those 1,000 pound records up to
after
your
I just cry. You know,
yeah.
it's just when I hold it and it's real, and I know that I did that, and I know I spent money on the production and money on the vinyl and money on everything, and just knowing that I did that, and nobody, you know, no record label was behind me. Nobody, no, I didn't need to convince anybody to believe in me. It was just me putting all
Yeah.
my eggs in my basket, basically. You know, it's
Yeah. And I feel like that's where it always just needs to start. Cause like if
yeah.
you go into it like, oh, nobody's listening, nobody's doing this, like I feel like, look, I want to give up. But
Oh
if
yeah.
it's just cause like this makes me happy, like I don't give a fuck who's
Oh yeah.
listening to it kind of thing.
No,
Like,
truly.
thanks for listening, but I mean if not, I'm not gonna be begging you.
No, truly, truly no. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it started, you know, with my EP. I remember screenshotting the Spotify profile, my Spotify page, because it was 128 monthly listeners. And I
Hmm.
was so
That's wild.
excited.
Yeah.
I know I was like, this is never going to get better than this. Like how, you know, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh man, I made it. Like I'm actually making it, you know, and it's just you know it's just it's you start you everyone starts from zero,
Yeah.
and I'm lucky enough, you know, this goes back to AFI, but I'm lucky enough to have gone to so many AFI shows throughout the 20 years of my life that I've been going to AFI shows,
Hmm.
to find such a solid group of human beings, who also, you know, they're just, usually AFI people, AFI fans like myself, They're
Okay.
usually pretty awesome humans. Um, and it's those same people who I'm still friends with who are actually the most supportive in just the music that I've been making.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, to the point of I listen. Everything just everything just means something. And the uh, the the actual singer of AFI shared my a couple of my songs when they came out, and
What?
to have not in a bragging way, but like in a very emotional way, to
Yeah.
have somebody who you've looked up to songwriter, as a songwriter, as a performer, you know, to me, one of the best songwriters of our time, along with Robert Smith and David Bowie and Trent Reznor, and Ian
Hmm.
Curtis. Davey Havoc of AFI is like one of the most genuine humans, one of the most charismatic frontmen, one of the best songwriters. And to have somebody like that, who I've looked up to since I was 14, 13 years old,
Yeah.
um, it it really makes it hard not to feel a lot.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know how
awesome
else.
though. Like,
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
so he just like
It's
listened to your music out of nowhere or something?
no, no,
Or
no, 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 no. So I sent him a song of mine.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I sent him In the Dark when it got released.
Okay.
Not expecting anything,
Hmm.
because to me, I just wanted to share it with somebody who actually like
That means something
AFI.
to you.
Yeah, uh, AFI definitely just influenced this record just because they're my favorite. It's just my favorite band.
Yeah.
It's The Cure, it's Depeche Mode, it's Nine Inch Nails. It's like all these just make up your musical DNA.
Hmm.
And there's no denying that the influences. I mean, you can kind of see some of them. I don't, for the people who
Yeah.
do enjoy that band, but I sent it to him not expecting anything. Just, hey, one of my favorite songwriters. Maybe he'll listen.
Yeah.
If not, it's whatever. I tried.
Hmm.
But he ended up listening to it and actually writing me a very sweet message back,
I
and then
love that.
just sharing it on his story, and
Yeah.
he doesn't
He doesn't have
share.
to. He
No, he
doesn't have
doesn't
to do
have
that,
to.
but it's like that's so sweet.
Yes, and he
And
doesn't.
also like you did that shit. You
I
know? Like
did.
it was good. It was
I
good enough to
did.
where it's like, damn. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
put that out.
and he doesn't share music at all. I
Yeah.
mean, in the last 5 years, I think he
Hmm.
shared two songs on his story, and they've both been my songs. And it's just,
That's hot.
it's like, it's a very emotional, it's a very emotional
Yeah.
feeling because
Were
it
you
just,
losing your shit when you seen that?
yeah, I mean, apart from just tearing up, I'm just very, I
Yeah.
feel a lot. So
That's
everything
good.
means a lot. And, when a person like that, you know, takes the time out of his busy schedule of touring the world, of
Yeah,
making
right?
actually successful records.
Hmm.
It's very gratifying. It's very sweet. It's just mind blowing. Like I said, it's just, man, I can't. It doesn't get
Yeah.
any better than that. And if I don't, if this record flops, I
I
already,
doubt that it's
I
gonna
already
flop,
won, but I
okay?
already won in life. I won.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people just shared my stuff, along with obviously my best friends and
Hmm.
my closest friends that support me. My dad has been one of the biggest supporters of my music since I was a baby. you
No.
know,
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, it's a very good feeling. And it's, yeah, it puts a little pressure on it, but it's still very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, that's awesome. I'm happy for you that that happened. That's great. That's a good
Thank you,
thing.
thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But thanks again for coming on the podcast today.
of
It's been
course.
awesome talking with you. And you want to tell everybody just one more time your album name, the new one that's coming
Yeah,
out, the day that they can get it, where they
of
can get it
course.
at, and everything?
Of course, yeah. So my name's Alex Okami. My debut album, Strange as Angels, is going to be releasing March 20th, digitally and limited edition vinyl. And I'll be playing an album release show March 22nd if you're in the Phoenix area at Valley Bar. I'm also going to be playing Texas in San Antonio for the first time in a few weeks at the Paper Tiger uh, at Obsidian X Fest with Contra Void, Corbu Hangs, Urban Heat. So you can catch me there in San Antonio as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys listen to the record. Hopefully you enjoy it. But yeah, that's been me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks again for being on, and everybody go check out that new album. I think this episode should be coming out on the 2nd of March, so it'll give everybody enough time to listen to this and wait for
Yeah,
your stuff to come out.
sounds good.
Yeah. So thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Bye.